Hello everyone, welcome back to ACE Engineering Academy YouTube channel. Today we have with us Mr. Srichand Suresh, who secured AI rank, which is below 100 rank. Okay, let us talk with first. Okay, he is going to share his experience and everything. Hi Suresh.
Hello, sir.
So first of all, heartiest congratulations for securing very good rank in GATE Computer Science Engineering. Could you please tell me like what is your rank and how many marks you scored?
So I got an all India rank of 85 and I scored 76.94 marks and my gate score is 899.
It is very excellent. Listeners say he secured all India rank. So very good rank, which is below 100 rank. Okay, and he scored almost 899 score. So Suresh, could you please introduce yourself? Like, what is your background? Where did you complete your BTech?
So I am in my fourth year and I am currently studying in Government Engineering College Thrissur and yeah, I'll pass out in the next month of April.
It's a really great achievement, Suresh, because you are studying Government Engineering College Thrissur and you're currently in fourth year, right?
Yes, yes,
So in fourth year, you have secured all India rank 83, which is below 100 rank. So
85, sir. Yes.
85, right? So really it is a excellent rank. So I'd like to ask few questions which are useful for upcoming students. Okay. Could you please share your preparation strategy? Like when did you start your coaching?
Okay, I started my coaching in the month of February. I took AS online classes and uh, I started watching lectures from the month of February itself when the classes started. And in the month of June, I started practicing questions and doing the PYQs. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Actually, most of the students who are in currently studying third year or fourth year student, they are frequently asking the question, sir, like how did you manage the time? Because they're currently studying third year or fourth year, and they're also occupied with the multiple works. Okay, and you are attending online coaching daily. Maybe it is 2 to 3 hours course, correct? So could you please elaborate, like how did you plan a day?
So, my basic goal was not about time. It was more about completing the portions which I had kept for today. So, what I usually do is once a subject is over, I would try to complete studying the whole subject within a day or two. So, there will be 2 hours of lectures, and maybe I'll spend around 4 hours or 5 hours. If it's a weekend, then I might spend more, around 8 hours to complete whatever I have envisioned for the day. So yeah, it's mostly about completing the task rather than spending the time.
Okay. Sachin, actually, have you attended morning batch or evening batch?
Evening bets.
Evening batch online class, right? So usually it may
Yes,
be 6 to 8 or 8 to 10, correct?
eight.
8
Yes.
to 10. So only you are attending 2 hours class, and the rest of the time, like most probably morning 9 to 4, you are occupied with the regular college course, correct?
So,
So remaining, what time you spend for preparation?
so I usually go to college and come back by around 4:30, and I take a break so that I can relax for some while, and it would be around 5:30 when I start uh, studying for the subjects that I'd envisioned. So I'd spend around 2 hours continuously, and it would be 7:30. I'll eat my food, then it will become 8. I'll watch the lectures till 10. Then most of the time I used to spend 1 more hour, or else if I was tired, I would just take rest because I don't want to push myself too much. And the next day I'd wake up at 6 or 6:30 and then study till 8, and I'll get ready and go back to my college.
Yeah, very nice. Here I have one more question. Like you are saying that you are studying from 5:30 to 7:30. So which subject are you studying? Like, means are you studying the currently going subject or you already completed subject? Which one have you prepared for that time? 5:30 to 7:30 time.
So, so I started watching the lectures in the month of February, right?
Yeah.
but I actually started solving problems in the month of June. So by that time, I had five subjects pending. So my whole aim was to complete those five subjects. So
Yes.
the lectures were over. So all I had to do was start doing the PYQs, bits and bytes, and all other stuff. Yeah. So I actually have the record of all the stuff that I've done. Uh,
Yeah, it would
if
be
you
better,
want, I could.
Suresh, if you have like with your permission, if you could share the details of the what order you prepared. Like because for every subject we are having different kind of books, right? One is class notes, another one is PYQ, right? Next one is workbook, bits and bytes. So we have several books. What order you prepared? If you have anything data you already recorded, if you share that on the screen, maybe it is useful for listeners who are preparing for GATE 2027.
When I usually start a subject, what I do is in the first iteration, I complete the PYQs and bits and bytes. So PYQs, there were almost 30 years of questions in that, and bits and bytes were questions that were similar to the PYQs. So I would usually do both of these PYQs and bits and bytes in the first iteration. Then for subsequent iterations, that is for revising the same subject, I used to make short notes and I'd revise the questions that I had made a mistake in the PYQs. I'd record that in a separate book, and after that, for the next revision, I used to give subject-wise, topic-wise tests, and along with that, I did some workbook questions so that I wouldn't lose touch with the subjects. So actually,
So
there is
you
this book
written.
which I made managed for my short notes and
It is
uh,
really excellent, Suresh. Excellent preparation. So
yes,
I'm really proud of you.
like this.
So that is the reason, listeners, please understand. While he is in fourth year, he has secured below 100th rank means it's not easy. There's a lot of efforts behind that hard work. Okay, so definitely that result shows his efforts are rewarded now. So it's really excellent hard work, Suresh. Yeah. So after planning this one, like when did you start writing mock test?
So, about subject-wise and topic-wise test, I gave it while studying the subjects itself. And about the full-length mock test, I started giving it from the month of August. And I had completed around 50% of my syllabus by that time. And uh, I started scoring 55, which was pretty low. If you see how Gates, I mean, comparing with everyone, it's actually pretty low. But uh, considering the fact that I had completed only 50 percentage, it was quite good, and I felt better. I felt good because if I had completed more, I'd get more right. And with by completing each subject, I could see my progress within this itself. And yeah, that's one of the ways that I did my mocks.
Yeah, it is really excellent preparation. And before starting mock tests, I think you completed subject-wise test also, right?
Yeah, while learning the subjects itself, I gave topic-wise tests. Then for each revision, I gave subject-wise test along with.
Could you please explain your strategy for writing subject-wise test? Like, suppose when you are solving any problem, if you are unable to solve that question, what is your mind status and how did you overcome that pressure?
Okay, whenever I faced an issue with some kind of problem, since these were mock tests, I wasn't pretty much scared because I knew that if I make a mistake here, it's actually beneficial for me because I'll be able to understand the problems and maybe I'll be able to overcome it if it comes in the exam, right? And for that reason, I felt pretty confident while doing mock tests. I was in that test, but even though even when I made a mistake, I used to record all that within a drive and keep the record of all the questions that I had made wrong. And during each revision or after each test, I usually go through those recorded questions which I had made a mistake in, so that I won't forget how to do that.
Yeah. So really, I'm also learning many things from you, Suresh. Okay. Honestly, I'm telling you are also a teacher for me now because after seeing this plan and everything. So, listeners, please understand behind the success there is a lot of effort is there. Nobody will see that effort. Only they will talk about success. Okay, so the real example is Suresh preparation only. See how much plan you made everywhere. Okay, so really appreciate you, Suresh. Okay, and it's my pleasure to speak with you on this day. And what about your last 2 months preparation strategy? Because one syllabus, I think your syllabus ended by November month, right? Correct?
Yeah, I had completed all my syllabus by the end of November, and I started my revision from the month of December 5th to be exact.
Could you please share
So,
your experience that last 3 months preparation?
yeah, so this is the section where I recorded all my revision strategy. Uh, I started doing all the subjects in the order that I had completed in uh, during my course itself. So first, what I did was I went through the whole notes and I went through my short notes, then through my PYQ error book so that I could grasp the topics that were actually tough, and I'll be cautious enough to notice it again. Then I watched some revision lectures and I went through the analysis of the mock tests that I had given, as well as subject wise and topic wise tests that I had given. So I completed all the revision within 1 month, that is within December. And uh, I did the same revision again in the month of January, but I reduced the content so that instead of going through all the tests, I went through major ones and I went through the short notes instead of the whole notes the next iteration. So, yeah.
Very nice explanation, Suresh. And I have few more questions related to subjects also. For example, if you see this year paper, most of the questions came from MSQ questions, right? MSQ type questions. And these MSQ types question also, they integrated 2 or 3 subjects. For example, algorithm subject, they integrated discrete mathematics. So how did you handle those type of questions? Could you please give some suggestion for upcoming students?
So first, when I attempted the GATE exam, the order that I followed was first I'd go to general aptitude, then to the 2 marks, then to the 1 marks. And general aptitude was pretty easy. It was straightforward and everything went well. And I felt pretty confident and I moved on to the 2 marks. When I went to the 2 marks, I felt most of the questions were actually really lengthy. And as I went through, I found that most of the questions were MSQs. And it was a bit difficult for me because I had to go through all the options to verify the right ones. And along with that, uh, there were graph questions. And the problem with graph questions is if we don't come up with an example uh, that solves all the options, we'll have to keep on figuring out a new example. And it really did eat up a lot of my time. And for few questions, what I did was I chose the options that I knew were right at that time. Like there was a BFS DFS question uh, regarding the finishing time and discovery time. So what I did was I chose the options that I knew were correct. I chose two options, but I think there were three options in that, or maybe two itself. I left out one option. I remember leaving out one option, and then later on, I went to 1 marks. I completed everything quickly because 1 marks was a bit more easier. And I came back to the same question and spent the extra time, and I made that question right. But even though I made that question right, there were few questions that I made wrong because graph wasn't that easy, and it took a lot of time to cover all the MSQs for me. But yeah, the thing I did was I covered most of my. Uh, I completed my 1 marks quicker than my 2 marks, and I used the time that I saved in my 1 marks to reattempt the 2 marks questions.
Very nice explanation, Suresh. And is the entire ACE Engineering Academy class notes and PYQ questions and material what we provided, is it sufficient for GATE?
Uh, Considering the class notes, it's pretty much everything. Like if we cover the whole notes and if we study it, it's pretty good. now we'll have to go through the PYQs, and sometimes there might be new information that might have been missed out, and we'll have to research a bit on that. There might be some controversial topics or controversial questions, so we'll have to figure out a lot from the internet. Then Bits and Bytes is pretty good, which helped me to revise a lot of questions. Similarly, Workbook also helped me keep in touch with the problems of a subject. So yeah, all those helped me revise a lot, and the notes were pretty much good. I didn't have to seek a lot from the internet because most of the stuff were covered within the course itself.
Thank you for sharing your feedback. And actually, most of the students now appearing while they are studying third year and fourth year. So, because you currently studying fourth year, definitely your suggestions will give good idea for preparation of GATE for the upcoming 2027 batch students. Could you please give any top three suggestions for the students who are currently studying third year and fourth year and how to manage their time?
Um, so what I'd say is um, everyone should follow their own routine. Don't go behind someone's advice and uh, blindly follow them. What you have to do is we'll have to make up our own plan. We'll have to find our niche because we know ourselves better than them, right? And we'll have to make plans according to which is easier for us and which is more accessible to us, which is possible for us. So that's something I'd say. Then most of the time, even though we put in effort, we'll not see immediate results. Like if we give a mock test, and if we go through the mistakes in the next mock test, we might get marks that are lower than this. But that doesn't mean that what we are doing isn't working. It means that it will take time. It just means that it will take time. We'll have to go through a lot of mocks and lot of questions, and eventually we'll see an incline in our marks. So what I'll say is trust in the process that you're doing and trust in the process and the plan that you're making. So that's some advice that I'll give. And instead of going through a lot of information, try focusing on what you have, and make sure that you won't forget those information. If we go behind more information, we might lose out something which we already have.
It means that instead of reading multiple notes, read only one notes multiple times and get more accurate, right? Correct?
Yeah, if we make our own notes, stick to those notes. Don't go for others' notes and something else like that. We'll have to stick to what we have made.
Okay. So very good suggestion, Srichand. So listeners, he secured All India rank 85 and he scored 76.94 marks and his score is 896. It's a big achievement in the final year. Okay. So while he is studying final year, he got all these achievements. And thank you so much, Srichand Suresh. Once again, on behalf of entire AC Academy, we are congratulating you on securing All India rank 85 and we wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you for spending your valuable time. Definitely, your suggestions would be helpful for our upcoming students who are writing for GATE 2027.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay.